Up next, the Mavericks taking on the Suns. For the Dallas Mavericks, it's been a display of dominance this season. Few teams can match their heart or their talent. They'll have a big edge at home tonight as they look to keep it rolling. Suns, Mavs, up next. Greetings, everyone. You've got it live on Tuesday night coverage of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Hall of Famer Doris Burke, and another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, from the sidelines. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Booker.
And guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different scorer than he had been.
Alex ended. Great DA, thanks. And now the opening lineup for Phoenix. Saric and Ayton at the 4 and the 5. Booker and Bridges are the wings. And it's Jerome in at the point guard position. And for the Mavericks, Doncic and Porzingis, the incredible forward pair. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Jalen Brunson. And it's Powell in at the center position. And Saric kicks to Booker. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Booker's got the first 3 points of the night up on the board for the Suns.
Well, there are very few scorers in the NBA who are as explosive as Devin Booker. Boy, when this guy finds his rhythm, he can take over a game from just about any part of the floor, and there's nothing the defense can do about it.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, Greg, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Doris, I still think back to that game where Booker put up 70 points. I mean, wow, unbelievable.
Yeah, when Devin Booker starts to cook, he can get as hot as any player in the league. The one thing you want from Devin is consistency on both ends of the floor from game to game. That's how you go from good to great.
And when you watch DeAndre Ayton, you really are just floored by how he moves. The amount of speed and agility he has for a player as solid as Ayton is doesn't come around very often.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Stolen by Brunson. And here we go. The Mavericks on a fast break. And the layup is good.
Lights out here, right out of the gate. Perfect 4-4 from the floor.
And those physical attributes of Ayton are so imposing. Greg, who does he remind you of?
I mean, for current players, you see a bit of Embiid and how they both move so fluidly for 7-footers. From the past, I see a bit of David Robinson in his game.
Hardaway passes to Powell. Here's Doncic. Powell trying to free himself up. Porzingis can't hit.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Here's Jerome. Brunson covering. Jerome passes to Saric, and it's good for 2.
Well, because of his size and length, Dario Saric so comfortable on the interior.
Knocked loose. Inside. That's good from Booker on the assist from Bridges. Booker's got 5 now.
Impressive. 5 straight makes. Love the play calling here.
Shot to stop the run, and the dunk by Doncic.
There's a burst that allows Luka Doncic to be effective on his drives. You're not going to catch him standing around. This guy is in attack mode. Well, you look at the Suns going forward. They have got to believe a big part of the puzzle is DeAndre Ayton. This guy was the #1 overall pick in last year's draft.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Powell. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Doncic. Lee's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Wright in for Jalen Brunson. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for the Suns. Kaminsky comes in for Saric. Doris Ayton, a terrific rebounder. He can score in the paint, and of course, he is still improving.
Yeah, what you like about DeAndre Ayton, Kev, is he doesn't just rely on his God-given talent. This guy knows he needs to be more consistent with the jumper, improve his overall defensive awareness, but this guy is willing to put in the work to become a complete and great NBA player.
Suns leading by 4. Out of bounds, it'll be Mavericks ball.
And with the break here, let's look at the stats for Devin Booker. 4th in scoring, and he's among the top 20 free throw shooters in the league. Doesn't waste many opportunities at the line.
And as you said, one of the NBA's most potent scorers. Always up to the challenge. His top 5 ranking has him right there with the elite. Here's Porzingis. Up and in for the basket. Number 4. That makes him 4 for 5 now. 1:16 left to play in the first. Passes it to Kaminsky. Nice D from Porzingis. It's out of bounds. They are saying it was last touch by Lee.
That looks like a lack of focus. You've got to question what he was trying to accomplish there.
For Phoenix, they've gone 7 of 9 from the field. A really nice start offensively for them. And DeLon Wright gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Jerome. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
Well, you also have to credit the way he controlled the pace of the game and was able to create for his teammates.
And not a season, Doris, that pops off the stat sheet, but a strong rookie campaign for Mikal Bridges.
You simply can't ignore the defense he brings for this team. Very refined for his experience level. Teams would love to see him grow into a third option on the offensive end with this roster. Let's see if that happens.
Damian Jones is checked in for Aaron Baines.
You know, Kev, I think you can see the strength that Porzingis has been developing over the early part of his career. That progress is showing up on a nightly basis.
And finished off by Kaminsky.
Impossible to stop the putback when he's got that kind of position.
Agreed, Greg. Let him get his hands on it inside and finish it off.
How about the activity level, the effort level? This team right now feeding off his energy.
Jerome passes to Kaminsky. Outside, Jones. Here's Jerome. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Kaminsky. Kleba with the rebound. Here's Porzingis. Banked in off the glass.
And this is why people believe Porzingis is a long-term star in the NBA. He can carry a team for long stretches.
With 1 on the clock, again, Phoenix.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
Well, I'll tell you, I love that he's not afraid to take on the size mismatch there, Greg. It doesn't matter. Just make shots.
And so it's Devin Booker making highlights for the Phoenix Suns. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And taking a look at the Suns' performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Yeah, the defense hasn't been there. They are getting hammered on second chance opportunities.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Suns. Booker and Bridges are the wings. Check Diallo is out there with Jones, and it's Jerome in at the 1. Just his first attempt, and that one goes long. The Mavericks leading.
We know this about the Dallas Mavericks. They will put every piece of data and information to use in terms of trying to get an advantage. Think about it, guys. They are now doing blood tests, trying to head off injury for their players. They believe this gives them a clearer picture into the overall health of their athletes.
Here's Booker. They get it again. Can't get the reverse flush. Mavericks leading by 3. Curry kicks to Porzingis, and the dunk by Porzingis.
He's still filling out that frame, but the Greyhound physique of Porzingis well suited to transition play.
And Doris, those blood tests you were talking about, always subject to player permission. They want to honor player privacy.
I think you have to, Kevin, and most of the Mavs have embraced it. These tests have the ability to measure almost 50 biomarkers. As an athlete, you're always trying to stay in peak form. As an organization, you're always trying to manage appropriately their workloads.
Powell, he's checked in for Dallas. Doncic comes in for J.J. Barea. Ayton kicks to Booker. A steal.
You could tell it was almost tunnel vision on that pass. Had no idea where the defender was.
And that one, good.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Luka Doncic. That's his first foul. Booker, right side. Kicks to Bridges. Pass to Šarić. Clock at 6. Bridges dishes to Šarić. For 3, Booker.
And after nailing a three-pointer in the first quarter, he has yet to connect here in the second.
Baseline try. Doncic, no good. Suns trail by 7. They need this. And Bridges finishes it off. Bridges has got his second basket of the night. Doris, if you were going to build a team around one player, who would that player be?
Well, I think because of his age and continued growth opportunity, I would probably say Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's playing at an MVP level. He's still got another decade where he's probably in the peak range of his playing capabilities. And the reality is Giannis still has so much growing to do. He's a force at the rim. He continues to build that three-point game. And Kev, once he gets that in-between game, he will be unguardable.
Can't argue with that at all.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. And a new group getting ready for Dallas. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Jackson. Courtney Lee, he's checked in for Ryan Brokoff. And it's DeLon Wright in for Curry. And Phoenix also making a switch. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Shaq Diallo. And Maxi Kleber is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And Phoenix making a change here. Kaminsky's checked in. Booker against Wright. Lets it go from 11. Off the left rim and out. Dallas leading by 5. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. And Doncic, here we go. Count it. Doncic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Now, Kaminsky really played well against Memphis in his last outing. For 3, Booker. It's rebounded by Doncic.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
Doris, what has impressed me about Booker is that he's put up great numbers despite not having a lot of franchise stability at the start of his career.
No doubt, Kevin. For Devin Booker, his first 4 seasons, he had 4 different head coaches. That doesn't even start to touch the roster turnover he's dealt with. Through everything he's faced, he has produced on the offensive end. You love this guy's upside.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Bridges against Lee. Bridges passes to Booker. To the middle. Here's Kaminsky. And they pick up 2. Kaminsky's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Well, the coach loves this kind of ball movement. Anytime you create something inside the free throw line, you know it's a good look.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
And I think, obviously, we see the execution and the willingness to make the next pass so important.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Hardaway's checked in for Lee, and Barea subbed in for DeLon Wright. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Booker outside. No good with the triple.
I'll tell you, it's been a struggle for him in this period, and they're struggling as a result.
Doncic with it. 13 points in the game. At the Kleba. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Boy, that's a backbreaker. Takes it right into the rim and extends their lead.
You want to make sure your opponent knows they have absolutely zero chance of a comeback, and nice finish by him.
And the first half is now in the books. Mavericks ahead, up by 12. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Boy, what a crowd. It was all Kristaps Porzingis in the first quarter. He had 18 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 block. Shaq, what's your take on Dallas? That about wraps it up. Time.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. And it's been a clinic out there by Kristaps Porzingis.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
Oh, his power is unbelievable. An intimidating force when he's at his best.
Inside of the 4 and the 5, Porzingis and Powell. Jalen Brunson out there with Hardaway. And it's Doncic in at the 3, the small forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Bridges against Doncic. Here's Jerome. He's still scoreless so far in this one. 5 to shoot. And there's the pass to Saric. Shoots over Brunson. Tries again. And that one's good, Ayton.
What a fantastic offensive rebounder. Ayton's so good at using his physical advantages.
Doncic. It's hauled in by the Suns.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
Ranked for the Phoenix Suns with a franchise-high 9-year playoff drought, there is pressure on this team to find their way out of that long rebuild.
And their moves on draft night, they raised some eyebrows. They've got some young talent, but can new coach Monty Williams turn them into a winner? Long-suffering Suns fans certainly hope so.
See, Porzingis should score the basketball, but he also recognizes when his teammates have a clean look. I love that unselfishness.
Phoenix calls timeout.
Well, with Kristaps Porzingis, you love not only the skill, but the passion he plays with. You would never use the descriptor passive with this guy.
Mavericks making a switch here. Brokhoff's checked in. Sheck Diallo, he's checked in for the Suns. Saric passes to Jerome. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Jerome's got his first basket. And with Porzingis, as Doris, you mentioned, that energy he has is contagious.
Well, he is the prototypical modern NBA big, right? Porzingis can run the floor in transition. He can face up and shoot with range. He can put it on the deck, and he can play out of the post. What more could you ask?
Pass to Diallo. Here's Saric. Booker outside. Right at the free throw line. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Well, he's a quality mid-range shooter, but he can't get that one to go.
And the dunk by Porzingis.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring. And Tim Hardaway says, you know what? My teammate's open. I'm going to get him the ball.
Up top, Diallo. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Got a piece of it.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Porzingis, and it's good, assisting on the play with Hardaway. And that's now 24 points for Porzingis. Suns trail by 18. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
And that one is good.
And that's what he does. I mean, he is a bucket getter.
And the Mavericks call time here. A live body off the bench. Dwight Powell gives you productive minutes.
He does, Kevin, and that's most reflected in the plus-minus when you look at his stats. This is a guy who hasn't averaged a ton of minutes, but he scores and he defends at a high level when he's given those minutes.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Phoenix also making some changes. Aaron Baines, he's checked in for Ayton. Frank Kaminsky comes in for Diallo, and it's Johnson in for Saric. Jerome passes to Kaminsky. Here's Baines. On the wing, Booker. They get it back. Here's Baines. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good.
Boy, you have to be cognizant of where people are when the shot goes up. Defenders not blocking out in that instance.
Finney-Smith can't get it to go. Suns trail by 16. Here's Jerome. Barea pulls it in. For Dallas, they've gone 6 of 8 on field goal attempts in the third. A 75% clip. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The 15th pick back in 2017, Justin Jackson, Doris, won a championship, as you know, at North Carolina.
Yeah, Kevin, he spent his first season and a half in Sacramento. Now he gets a new opportunity. Sometimes it's that next stop where young players really find success.
Mikal Bridges checked in for Phoenix. Sun shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. Booker the pass to Johnson. And here is Bridges. There's 39 seconds left in the third. Tries yet again. And the rejection by Jackson. Curry kicks to Finney-Smith. Jackson passes to Curry. That's good. And it's Jackson with the assist that time. Curry's got 4 this quarter.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Booker against Curry. Now here's Booker. He's got 11. To the wing right side. Wow, unbelievable.
Can't do it much better than that right before the clock expires.
What a way to seize momentum. Can it carry over?
And so it's Dallas with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. Right back after this break. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. On the court now for the Suns, getting going here in the fourth. We've got Johnson. Jones is out there with Frank Kaminsky. Then there's Devin Booker, and it's Bridges in its shooting guard. And Porzingis, here we go. Good on the shot. Porzingis has got 26 points.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Booker against Wright. Porzingis with the block.
Porzingis so fast off the floor when he challenges a shot. Helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
Doris, you played, you've coached, you've broadcast, you've done it all in this business. How did you like to be coached when you were a player at the very top of your game?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things were coaches who challenged me, those who would not allow me to accept the level I was currently at, those who wanted to push me and extend and expand my game. Listen, every player wants to be respected. Every player wants to feel valued. But the great ones to me, the LeBron James, the Kevin Durant's, they want to be coached hard. They want you to push them to the greatest possible level they're capable of.
That's great insight.
Well, the defense wants to keep the ball out of that area. Why? Because if it gets in there, most players are going to finish.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
Andre Ayton's checked in for Frank Kaminsky.
Luka Doncic can pass it, shoot it, drive it, and he does it all with great flair.
And you see some of the shots that Doncic knocks down. Doris, the degree of difficulty is off the charts.
It is, Kevin, but the skill I love the most is his passing. It doesn't matter if it's a hook pass, a lob. He has the strength to hit the weak side corner, and this guy loves delivering in the big moments. It is so fun to watch him.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy. They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's Jones, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Porzingis. Doris, isn't it interesting that we're seeing some teams with more 3-point attempts than 2-point attempts?
It's incredible, Kevin, that every year over the last decade, you see more 3-point attempts across all 30 NBA teams. And think about the Houston Rockets. In each of the last 2 years, the Rockets have actually taken more threes than twos. This is the evolution of the game. It is not going anywhere. There's 2 high-valued shots in the league. Restricted area twos, that means point-blank opportunities at the rim, and 3-point shots. And everything else in between seems to be getting lost.
And how about the move he made there to come up and get himself clear in the lane for the deuce?
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
There is so much to love about Kristaps Porzingis. Over 7 feet, sweet shooting jumper, but aggression. This guy will back down from no one.
And he makes the first. And Doris, Porzingis not only quick to adapt to the NBA game, but also the culture.
I think it helps, Kevin, that he got tutored in the English language starting in grade school. And think about it, Kevin. This man wore his hair in cornrows back then, emulating the NBA players he saw. So both linguistically, culturally, and basketball-wise, it wasn't too big an adjustment for him.
And so it looks like the Suns will retain possession here. Here's Booker.
Well, after hitting 1 triple in the first half, it's been all radio silence since.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, Greg, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Diallo kicks to Booker. 6 to shoot. Now here's Diallo, guarded by Hardaway. Here are the Mavericks now. They're on a 13-5 run here. Wasted no time on that one. That's now 32 points for Porzingis.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Passes it to Jerome. Launches a 3. It's rebounded by Brunson. And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for the Dallas Mavericks. They've only given up 5 points here in the 4th quarter. And Hardaway gets it to go.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
Jerome passes to Diallo. Pass to Jerome. From deep 3-point range, and he gets it back. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Seth Curry, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Barea comes in for Jalen Brunson.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Dallas.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And so when you look at the season record, this one will tally up win number 43 on the year.
And once the horn sounds, they're going to go up 2-0 in the season series.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Porzingis.
Boy, you couldn't help but notice how well this guy protected the rim. There was an intimidation factor thanks to his defense. No easy shots in his neighborhood tonight.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Perea finds Porzingis. Good, and it's Perea who picks up the assist. 34 points for Porzingis.
And once they smelled blood in the water, you could see the killer instinct take over.
And you want to save your best for last. Tonight, they've done that and then some.
Here's Diallo. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
I mean, the energy here is just so tremendous. Fans involved from the get-go, and once they started to really pour